The Waterloo Bridge. It's sometimes called the Lady Bridge, a name that dates back to World War II. Waterloo Bridge needed to be rebuilt just as Britain entered the war. While the men were away, industries at home were left short-handed. British women stepped in to fill the gap, doing manufacturing and construction jobs that had once been men's work. When they rebuilt Waterloo Bridge, they covered it with Portland stone. Naturally, as women, they picked the most expensive material available. Everyone loves that joke.
I'd like to point out that Portland stone was a very practical choice because it's self-cleaning. Rain washes the dirt right off. To see what I mean, compare the dark underside of the bridge with the clean white sides. Furthermore, Doggett. Sisters, take a bow.
Every year, 6 of Britain's apprentice watermen meet at London Bridge. They're there as competitors in a prestigious race called Doggett Coat and Badge. From the bridge they row upstream to Chelsea, a distance of over 7 kilometres, or 4.5 miles, a real test of their endurance. Competitors train for years, knowing their whole community will be watching them win or lose.
Thomas Doggett founded Doggett's Coat and Badge in 1715. The race is open to freemen of the River Thames, ages 21 to 24, professional watermen who are licensed to carry passengers. In 2013, the City Cruises captain, Nathaniel Bryce, became the 299th winner. Nat describes the experience as surreal. One moment he was on the river, pulling for all he was worth. The next, he was on the dock being congratulated by Princess Anne and answering questions for the BBC. Then he collected the traditional prize, a silver badge representing liberty, and a tailor-made red coat with silver buttons. These items have a reported value of over £6,000.
Cruises is proud to report that several of our captains are among the winners of the coveted Doggett's coat and badge. Commercial advertising is forbidden along the Thames, but the makers of OXO beef cubes found a clever way around that restriction. The brick OXO building on the south bank has a tower with windows that spell out OXO, the OXO company's brand name.
The gigantic grey dome of St Paul's Cathedral feels like a permanent part of London's skyline. But it's at least the fourth cathedral on this spot, and it was built because of one of the city's greatest disasters. At 2 in the morning on September 2nd, 1666, a bakery on Pudding Lane caught fire. The flames spread rapidly through the narrow streets. Scholar and statesman Samuel Pepys and his family took refuge in an alehouse across the river at Bankside. Pepys wrote about it in his diary.
We saw the fire in a bow up the hill for an arch from above a mile long. It made me weep to see it.
The Great Fire of London burned for 3 days, destroying most of the old medieval city. To rebuild St Paul's Cathedral and other prominent buildings in London. Wren designed an impressive new Baroque cathedral. He also created a monument to the Great Fire, a pillar topped with a gilded flame. It stands near where the fire broke out, a reminder of the catastrophe that chased the course of London. Shakespeare's Globe on the South Bank is a replica of the theatre where William Shakespeare's company performed. It's a round Tudor-style building with white plaster walls and wood beams.
The builders needed a special permit to install an authentic thatched roof made of dried sedge and hazel. Thatched roofs have been illegal in London since the Great Fire. In fact, the original Globe Theatre burned down during a performance when a cannon was fired as a sound effect and accidentally set the roof ablaze.
Today, the Bankside neighbourhood around the Globe is a fashionable area with a beautiful walkway along the Thames. But in Shakespeare's time, Bankside was notorious for pickpockets and houses of ill repute. Some theatres were also used for bear baiting and bull baiting, two brutal pastimes best left to the imagination.
Puritans condemned going to the theatre, particularly because people left work to attend plays in the afternoon. Moralising only seemed to make London theatres more popular.
is known as the Shard of Glass. It stands 310 meters, or 1,017 feet tall. This made it the tallest building in Western Europe when it opened in 2012. The Shard has 87 stories, including office space along with shops, a hotel, restaurants, and luxury apartments. For a truly heart-stopping view of London, go up to the observation areas on the top levels. You'll also get a close-up look at the clear blue glass that covers the building, which is designed to reflect the sky. On one of those rare sunny days in London, the Shard sparkles like a diamond.
London's skyline today really mixes modern and historic buildings. Personally, I love the eclectic look, but not everyone agrees. Some Londoners have a very cheeky attitude when it comes to modern art. Any new eye-catching building instantly gets a funny nickname. Scan the skyline and you'll see 3 buildings known as the walkie-talkie, the cheese grater, and the gherkin. I'll let you guess which one is which. As we approach our next stop at Tower Pier, you'll see London's iconic Tower Bridge with its 2 imposing Gothic towers. The roadway lifts open when tall ships sail through. Since the bridge moves over water, Lloyd's of London insured it as a ship.
Just offshore near the South Bank is the HMS Belfast, a vast grey and blue British battleship that served in World War II and the Korean War. Today, it's an exciting museum with interactive exhibits. The gun turret experience recreates the lights, smoke, vibrations, sounds and smells of fighting a battle. The operations room has radar screens and touchscreen plotting tables that put you in control of a fleet of warships.
The Tower of London on the North Bank is a square stone fortress with dome turrets at each corner. Over the centuries, the tower has also served as a royal palace, an observatory, a prison, and an armory, and is the home of the dazzling crown jewels, which are on display today. Please remain seated until the boat stops. If Tower Pier is your destination, be sure to take all your belongings with you and return your audio guide to a member of the crew. Thank you for choosing City Cruises.
brick buildings on the south bank used to be called London's larder. Most of the city's food was unloaded there from ships that sailed from every corner of the globe to the port of London. Just past Butler's Wharf, a narrow inlet marks the district known as Jacob's Island. In the 1800s, this was London's worst night. Charles Dickens described Jacob's Island in his novel Oliver Twist.
Where the buildings are back to Jersey, and the vessels on the river blackest, the dust of colliers, and the smoke of close-built low-roofed houses, there exists the filthiest, the strangest, the most extraordinary of the many localities that are hidden in London.
Bill Sykes, the villain of Oliver Twist, is the ghastly end of Jacob's Island. The village shows the books of the Lancaster village of Jacob's Island, a district called Thames. The old warehouses have been converted into luxury apartments, restaurants, art galleries, and designer clothing shops.
Eastern London used to be the home of London's working class and seafaring men. Many of them worked on the docks of the old port of London, also known as docklands. Buildings on both sides of the Thames still display the names of the old wharves, a reminder of the years when docklands was the backbone of London's economy.